Hey guys, it's Ree. Welcome back to the channel. Pull up your chair, get your cup of coffee, or in my situation, a protein shake, your water, your tea, whatever it is. On today's video, we are doing a life update. So come on, let's talk about it. I made this peppermint mocha shake, you guys. It is delicious. Anyhow, I wanted to do another let's talk about it, and let's just share a life update, because I know here on YouTube a lot of you are brand new. Maybe you don't know me in person, and maybe we don't follow each other yet on social media, and you've kind of stumbled onto my page. Well, one thing you're going to find on my channel is I'm going to share a lot about my testimony, my life, and giving you chit chats or little sessions where we can chat and talk about things in life that have gone on, that have happened, little nuggets of wisdom I've picked up along the way, or really just sharing my heart, because I feel like we need more of that in general. But for today's video, I have a very special announcement that if you have followed me for any time, you know me in person, or you have followed me on social media, you will know that for the last 15 years, and I'm going to try to not cry while I do this video, but for the last 15 years, I have battled hardcore, tooth and nail, gripping with my fingertips, a nasty, nasty battle with cancer. And it has felt at times like it monopolized who I am. It's monopolized my life. It has significantly impacted my marriage, my kids, just kind of everything. And it has been a very long, hard fought battle. And if I'm honest, there was plenty of times where my prayer was, why, Lord? Why? Why must I continue with this? Why must I walk through this journey? Why can't I get to that other side yet after 15 years and be allowed to have that cancer-free marker on my chart that doesn't just say in remission, but that I don't have to see these people for 5+ years? Like when am I gonna get that joy? And then the other flip side is really battling survivor's guilt. God, why did you let me win? Why did you let me overcome this and the markers shrink or go down, or they got it all in for surgery? Like, trying to battle that when you are in healthcare and you are working with oncology patients, it's hard, you guys. Like, there were some really, really dark years. And it really has been by the grace of God that mentally I've come through on that other side and had the support that I needed to walk through this really long, at times very lonely, at times very dark, at times very depressing journey, and come out on the other side. With that being said, what is today's date? On Monday, December 16th, your girl was finally granted that stamp of cancer-free. No longer just in remission status, but cancer-free. And I moved to the next tier of every 5 years of testing. And as long as the next 2 go well, I'll move into a 10-year bracket. You guys, I can't even begin to explain to you the amount of joy and peace and tears that I shed yesterday over one silly little title, if you really look at the grand scheme of things in life. But when a season has taken up so much, and it has felt like it is this wolf on your back that you are battling and walking through, and it's dark and it's lonely and it's challenging and you're trying to be all these things for all these people and you just want to feel better. To hear that news, words can't even do justice for the amount of joy and gratitude that I felt. To know that I'm walking into a new season, that my kids, who are now young adults, I have an 18 and a 19-year-old, and at 39, I get to walk into a season where that door's closed. And I get to walk into a season of restoration, of renewal, of revival. And that these broken, dry bones can have new life. It's just, oh my gosh, it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I'm just so grateful. Because it's a whole new season. And I walked away from a full-time job in October. I do not have a job lined up. I don't have a full-time job. I am running the race of entrepreneur and content creator and YouTuber. And I am giving it my all because I'm giving it to the Lord first. But walking with that, knowing I had this testing coming up, and really the uncertainty that wraps around the appointment that I had and the whole total body scan and testing that I have to walk through, like walking through this while walking away from a full-time job and really trying to be obedient, say, okay, God, well, where are you going to lead me? It was just this, God, I'm taking it day by day. I'm literally taking it day by day. Like when I wake up, I'm praying, okay, Lord, what are we doing today? How are we gonna do this? What are we gonna talk about on our video? What are we gonna post on social media? Let me get back into the Word and let me move my body, and really just a whole brand new season that I never in my wildest dreams imagined I'd be able to walk through. Number one, financially we'd be able to do, and health-wise I'd be able to do. But I'm waking up without that stress that I had at my full-time job. I'm waking up with the peace and the trusting, God, you're gonna lead. You have provided in worse scenarios, and we will totally get into that on other videos, but I'm gonna trust you, and I'm gonna walk in this healing, and I'm gonna walk in your truth, and I'm gonna walk in your grace, and whatever you lay before, that's what I'm gonna walk through. Because you've been faithful before, you'll be faithful again. What you've already done, you will continue to do. And if I trust you with a little, and you can trust me with a little, you're gonna keep just giving. So God, I'm here. Here it is. And I should say, if you trust me with a little and I handle it well, you're gonna trust me with more. Because I've done the little, and God did a lot with my little. And then I gave him more. And I gave him this really dark season with all this uncertainty that I was constantly walking in. And the repercussions of treatment, and the sore joints, and body image issues with how my neck looked, and my hair not growing, and all these things that to someone from the outside looking in, I don't even know how you would take it, but I have had people be like, yeah, but that stuff doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter to you, because you aren't walking through a season of not being limited to being limited. You are walking through being in your 20s and having this scar and this saggingness of your neck that only older people deal with. You aren't sitting in a room where they tell you that you have this easy cancer and it's fine, but you know that your hormones are all over the place, you haven't had a regular period in 4 years, and your PCOS is through the roof. Like, it's been a journey. And so to give God all of those little things, you guys, it's been years in the making. And I will never forget when he legitimately saved me from wanting to take my own life in 2018. In 2019, it got dark, and there was a threat of the cancer coming out of remission and just all this stuff, and all this health stuff was coming up. Then I found out I had a heart condition, and it was just piling and just piling and just piling. And then I found out that a patient of ours had passed away. Young mom. We were maybe a couple years off, but our kids were the same age. And I was just in a dark place. And I was convinced that my family would be so much better without me because they wouldn't have to deal with this health stuff. I've got the sun right in my eye here. And I remember writing a note to my husband and to my kids. And I stormed out of the house because I was going to do it because it's going to be better for them. And I'm on this drive and I'm bawling. And I go to turn the radio off and I can't get my radio to turn off. But it does turn to a Christian radio station. And you guys, I'm a believer. Like, I hadn't walked away from the Lord. Like, I was a believer, but I was a believer who was convinced that God wanted this for me. Like, that's how dark it had gotten. But the radio is playing, and it's playing song after song that is talking about battling my darkness and the purpose that my pain has for now and for what I can't see. And I will never forget, as I'm driving towards the destination I had in mind, I literally felt a peace wash over me and a comfort like I've never known in my entire life. And I felt someone turning my steering wheel. And I didn't really know where I was going, but I'm crying, I'm praying, and I felt a pull into a parking space. And when I looked up, there's a huge Walmart sign and a car right there. And the car says, "The world needs you." And I remember just sitting there staring at this sticker thinking, but God, why? Why? Why do you need me in this world? To be a sick mom still. To be a sick wife that limits her family. Like, God, why? That you can't have a purpose for me. You can't need me here. And a song came on, and I don't even remember all the words. I just remember it saying, "You've loved me at my darkest, and you love me still today." And something about my purpose isn't in the minutes. What was the other part? My purpose isn't in the minutes, but it's in the minutes you choose to use my life. And it just kept repeating that part, and I sat there for probably 3 to 4 hours crying. And thanking God for saving my life. thanking him for pulling me into a random Walmart that I didn't know where I was and steering me from where I was trying to go. And I remember in that moment saying, God, I'm tired and I'm worn out. And I don't know how to do this battle anymore. But if that's what you're gonna make me walk through, then use every single part of it to save somebody else from thoughts like I had today. And I would love to say it's been super easy since then, and oh, because I had this miraculous moment, it's fine. No, it has not been. It's been a battle, but the battle belongs to him. And I can honestly tell you that, yeah, for the first almost decade of my battle, I fought God about the battle. I didn't fight with him, I fought him because I didn't want it. And I was so focused on not wanting it that I was missing what he was going to do in it and through it. And not just for other people, you guys, but for me. I missed the opportunity to see for that first 9 years how God could use that to make me a better mom and a better wife. I missed how God was going to use that to show me that my strength is not my own. My endurance, it's not my own. My mind's strength, it's not my own. But he can and he will equip me, and he did, to walk through it. And I was going to have a peace that surpassed all understanding. I was going to have a joy in that chaos, and it was going to minister to people that I had no idea that me just smiling in a room when I was in so much pain, or me visibly praying quietly to myself in a room, was going to minister to somebody else. No idea that God would use the moments that felt like I was literally breaking to do the most work. But when I shifted from that mindset, God has used the last 6 years of this battle. And it's been 15 years, you guys, to the day that I got told yesterday about being cancer-free. He would use those next 6 years to radically change my life, my heart, my marriage, how I parent, how I share the gospel, how I live my life in a way that I would have never imagined, let alone ever even chosen for myself. That's what God can do when you give him every piece and you trust him with every aspect of your life. And this is coming from someone who in 2023 thought, yeah, we're really divorcing now. God, I've been obedient and I've walked where you've told me to walk, and I've asked you into every crevice, but I guess this is where we're heading. And God said, no, just keep trusting and keep walking. Keep trusting and keep walking, Rochelle, because I'm not done with you yet. So I don't know where you're at in your journey, where your life has taken you, but coming from someone who just spent the last 15 years walking through some of the hardest and darkest moments with this stupid cancer battle, I can tell you victory is coming, and it's just on the horizon. Joy is coming in the morning, my friend. Weeping only endures for the night, and that night might be long. That night might be 15 years in the making, but joy is coming, and you are never without hope. So yes, I'm incredibly grateful that I finally get to say I'm cancer-free. I'm not just in remission, I am cancer-free. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord Almighty that I am cancer-free. I am also finally 70 pounds down from my heaviest. I am finally no longer a diabetic. My lupus is well managed and maintained. And so is my PCOS. And I am on the road to restoration and renewal. And it is all because of him. So don't give up, my friend. That is my encouragement to you. No matter what life is throwing at you, there is hope. And his promise is true today just as much as it was thousands of years ago. So hang on to it, because joy's coming.